King Krump, written by Sean Taylor, narrated by Ronald and Victoria Clarkson, illustration by Rebecca Benedict. In a faraway place on the island of Dump, there lived a boy king who called himself Krump. He had a gold face with straw strands on his head. He wrote crazy notes when left off his meds. His small tiny hands made it hard to grab food. Perhaps that is why to him things seemed so huge. He loved to play games and call everyone names. His hunger for fame nearly drove him insane. Although he feared battle, he loved starting wars and boasting about all his golden awards. One day he was bored, so he started a fuss. "I know," exclaimed Krump, "I'll go conquer us." He left King Krump Castle and gathered some men. "Go, take over us, or don't come back again." "But us is for peace," said a man who was strong. "I'm sorry, King Krump, but this voyage seems wrong." The men all agreed and said they would not help. Krump yelled out, "Fine, losers, I'll do it myself." Now us was a land that was no dumpy thing, where folks worked together with no Krumpy king. Us beaches were white and their oceans so blue, the fortunate few helped their fellow folk too. King Krump boarded ships, and he headed for us. He had no idea that the seas could be rough. The waves made him sick, and they messed up his hair. Not long after launch, he was full of despair. One night, a strong storm almost shattered his ship. His head hit a boom, and he started to drift. At morning sunrise, King Krump opened his eyes. His ship was in ruins, but he was alive. To Krumpy's surprise, he had landed on us. His crown was long gone, and his hair was messed up. A gaggle of usses surrounded the king. A child asked her mother,
"What is that strange thing?"
The king cleared his throat and said, "I am King Krump. Surrender to me, us. This land is now Dump's." The folks in the gaggle were silent en masse. Then, all of a sudden, they started to laugh. The child touched Grump's hand and said,
"Sir, you're ill. Our soldiers are strong and they'll break you at will. But us is for peace. We prefer not to fight. Let's clean you up. We'll feast for the night."
The king was enraged, but he knew he was beat. He had no way out, and he needed to eat. He straightened his robe, smiled wide, and stood tall. "I don't dine with losers, to dump with you all." The usses stepped back as their smiles turned to stone. The little girl whispered,
"It's time to go home. Take one of our ships and set sail for the dump. Good day to you, sir. I'm off to have fun."
The girl turned and left the boy king in his mess. Two soldiers stepped up and grabbed Grump by the chest. They placed him on one of their beautiful ships and pushed the boy king out to sea with their fist. "Good riddance, young man. May the seas be your friend. But no matter what, don't you touch us again." This has been King Krump, written by Sean Taylor, narrated by Ronald and Victoria Clarkson, illustration by Rebecca Benedict, video edited by Victor J. Ramos, copyright by Sean Taylor, production copyright 2017 by Sean Taylor.